Hello everyone. In today's session, I would like to talk about an exceptional artist of Chendu Bhagavatam, Chendu Ellamma's life and how she struggled to become one of the greatest artists. Let me read it out about this Chendu Ellamma, a Telangana artist. Chendu Ellamma hailed from a disadvantaged community in the town of Basra near Nizamabad in Telangana. She was given the name Saraswati at birth and belonged to a family and community which travelled from village to village, performing Chendu Bhagavatam, a folk theatre art form. So here, Ellamma, Chendu Ellamma, she hailed from a disadvantaged community. Actually, she is from lower class community. It's this Madiga community. And she was born in the town of Basra, which is in Nizamabad district in Telangana state. She was given the name Saraswati at birth. And she belongs to a family who performs Chendu Bhagavatam, a folk theatre art form. Here, they travel from village. They perform by traveling from village to village. And they perform this Chendu Bhagavatam. Look at here. They belong to a family. She belonged to a family and community which traveled from village to village. They traveled from village to village to perform this Chendu Bhagavatam. So this Ellamma, Chendu Ellamma belongs to this family. Her father suffered from near blindness and Saraswati believed that if she dedicated her life in service to the goddesses Ellamma, then perhaps her faith would be repaid and her father's sight would be restored. Indeed, over time her father did reacquire his sight. As a sign of respect and devotion, Saraswati changed her name to Chendu Ellamma. So here, her father suffered from here, these lines, look at these lines. Her father suffered from near blindness. Actually, her father lost eyesight and so she decided to dedicate her life in the service of goddesses. If her father gains eyesight back. She dedicated her life in service of goddesses Ellamma. So, really, her father reacquired his sight. By God's grace, really, her father reacquired his sight. As a sign of respect and devotion, Saraswati changed her name to Chendu Ellamma. Initially, it's a Saraswati, but now she changed. But after this incident, she changed her name to Chendu Ellamma as a sign of respect and devotion. Now coming to next paragraph. Let me read it out. She was married off at the age of 14. But she found that marital duties prevented her from dedicating herself completely to her art. Arrangements were made so that her husband could marry her sisters, while she could live a childless life, one in which she was intent on furthering Chendu Bhagavatam as an art form. So here, Ellamma, she was married at the age of 14. At the age of 14, she was married. But after marriage, her marital duties actually came in between her art. And so she decided to leave her married life and she married her husband with her sister. And then she decided to live childless life. Look at here. She decided to live a childless life. And she decided to dedicate all of her life to the art that she has been performing so far. She was married, but she left that married life because she was very much fascinated towards her art. Next, coming to next paragraph. Bhagavatam considered to be the essence of all Vedas. Existence in various versions, including Chendu Bhagavatam, characteristics of nomadic community from Telangana. Here, Bhagavatam considered to be the essence of all Vedas. Here, Chendu Bhagavatam stories are narrated from Bhagavatam like Prabhavati Vilasam, Sundara Kanda, Sugriva Victory. These are the stories performed in Chendu Bhagavatam. Next, the name is derived from the manner of the community's presentation of the art form. Chendu in Telangana, in Telugu, means jump. And as a troupe's presentation involves the use of leaps and jumps, it became a title that they embraced. In the Telangana region, there are 800 Chendu Bhagavatam troupes. Each troupe is made up of 15 skilled performers, typically all male. Here, look at here. In Telugu, Chendu, what is the meaning of Chendu? Jump. And as their troupe's presentation involves the use of leaps and jumps. Actually, during performance, artists jump and take leaps. And it is known that 800 Chendu Bhagavatam troupes are found in Telangana state. And each troupe is made up of 15 skilled performers, that too they are male. Mostly they are male. These performers are called Chendulolu and are trained in various arts including singing, makeup and playing musical instruments such as the harmonium, cymbals and dholak. Next, coming to the next paragraph. Chendu was one such exceptional artist who, despite leading the difficult life of a nomad, always performed with a sense of dignity and reverence towards her profession. What is the meaning of nomad over here? The people who travel. Nomad. What is that? Meaning of that? The people who travel from place to place and they show their talent, art, and they perform on various stories. But it is difficult for them to manage their life as there is no economical background and even they travel from place to place, yet they dedicate their life to art. They travel here, who involved in this. They travel from place to place and they perform their art. Even though with many hurdles, they dedicate their life to art. Look at here. Always performed with a sense of dignity. Ellamma always performed. She performed her art with a sense of dignity and reverence towards her profession. She is very much fascinated towards her art. It was her hope to make Chendu Bhagavatam popular among the masses so that it would bring recognition and respectability to her community, while drawing attention to their plight as a group of people struggling to serve violent caste politics. Actually, look at here. It was her hope. Actually, she named that Chendu Bhagavatam is going to be a popular art form and it will gain recognition and respect from the community. Recognition and respect from the community. Actually, she hailed from lower caste and casteism was at peak level in those times. In those times, casteism was at peak level. Actually, she hailed from Madiga community. So during those times, casteism was at peak level. And in those times, and she also performed to draw, and so what she named that Chendu Bhagavatam is going to be a popular art. Here, what she was saying, while drawing attention to their plight as a group of people struggling to survive violent caste politics. And she also performed to draw attention and difficulties who were performing Chendu Bhagavatam and their surviving problems and against the violent caste politics. Actually, treatment of lower caste was not good in those days. Even so, she decided, actually, in those days, treatment of lower caste was not good. So, she named that Chendu Bhagavatam is going to be a popular art. And it will get recognition and respect from the community. Next, coming to next paragraph. During pre-independence time, Doras had people from lower caste tend to their property. The Doras frequently organized Chendu Bhagavatam performance in their villages as they believed doing so would ensure divine blessings and prosperity. Chindu Ellamma used these events as opportunities to combine her performance with moral anecdotes and advice for the Doras in the hope that they would treat the poor with compassion. Actually, Doras considered lower caste people as their property and they can do anything. In those days, Doras had such type of attitude. They used to consider lower caste people as their own property. So here, actually she belongs to a Madhika community. So in those days, they treat lower caste as their property. The Doras frequently organize these performances in their villages as they have some believe doing so would ensure divine blessings. They used to think that something is going to be good to them. Something is going to give blessings and prosperity in their life. So they frequently organize this Chendu Bhagavatam because they had such type of opinion on this performance. So Chendu used these events as opportunity. So she used these as an opportunity to combine her performance with moral anecdotes and advice for the Doras in the hope that they would treat the poor with compassion so that they can learn moral values and they treat the poor with love and respect them. So she used to say these moral anecdotes, moral values. During her performance, she used to combine these so that they can learn moral values and they treat the poor with love and respect. Next, coming to next paragraph. Nataraja Ramakrishna, the chairman of Sangeeta Natak Academy, was the first to introduce Chendu Ellamma to broader urban audiences. As a result of this, she earned immense respect and recognition, and the story of her life remains a shining example of one dedicated to the arts. Here, actually, Chendu Bhagavatam is a drama type act which is very near to Yakshaganam. This is widely performed in Telangana and India. Actually, the art form has evolved over time from being restricted to a small subsector within a community to being performed all over the region and utilized by the state government. Actually, she belongs to Madhika community. These Chendu Bhagavatam were not permitted to perform beyond this own community. A lot has changed since then. Chendu Ellamma, a respected icon from Nizamabad, invented to perform with his troops at Ravindra Bharati by the Dance Academy headed by Nataraj Ramakrishna. So, actually she belongs to Madhika and Chandu Bhagavatam were not permitted to perform beyond their own community. But because of this great icon, this great person, Chandu Ellamma, great woman, she became famous. As she performed her art with her troops at Ravindra Bharati, headed by Nataraj Ramakrishna.